A long, long time ago, in the far-off land of Italy, there lived a man named Lucius Cincinnatus. In the days of the early Roman Republic, Rome was almost constantly surrounded by its enemies, including the threatening Etruscans, Gauls, Volscians, and even the horrible Equians. Yet Romans perceived themselves as heroic and courageous beings, and one Roman in particular, Cincinnatus, allowed these qualities to shine through. The story of Cincinnatus begins on a large Roman farm.
Woo! What a hot day!
Well, you wouldn't be so hot if you didn't do a slave's job. Why don't you come inside and have a drink, dear?
Stop nagging me! Wife, I'm doing my job. I have to pick these crops. They're ready. A joyous life is a humble life.
Cincinnatus continued to live his humble life on the farm until one day when the Equians, Sabines, and Volscians invaded into Roman territory. All terror broke out among Romans.
Oh, the Roman army has returned! Who will lead us? Who will help us?
With no one to turn to, the Romans sensed they were nearing defeat. An emergency meeting of the Senate ensued.
Da-na-na-na-na. We must determine what to do as soon as possible. Who's going to lead the Roman army?
How about Gaius? He seems really smart and trained.
But he's already dead.
What about Cornelius?
He only has one bag.
Oh.
With no one left to turn to, the senators broke out in vicious fights.
What are you, insane? You can't do that.
Okay.
No, you're crazy. You are crazy. Yes, yeah.
Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh, yeah, come on. Go.
I've got a man, Cincinnatus.
Well, that's great. Let's go tell him.
The lead senator embarked on a 2-day journey on horseback to the house of Cincinnatus.
Hey,
When she reached the house of Cincinnatus, she had a very important message to tell him.
Cincinnatus, Rome needs your help. Will you be the dictator?
I would be honored to be Rome's dictator. I will destroy the enemy and devise a clever plan. Off I go to change into my battle armor.
That's so good.
Cincinnatus embarked on a journey to change into his battle armor and prepared to travel to the hills to fight. After preparing to go to battle, Cincinnatus embarked on a long journey to the hills. He was highly outnumbered and lacking supplies, but on he went. He reached the enemy. The harsh fighting continued. Cincinnatus traveled back to Rome to tell the Roman people of his victory.
Hey, we're victorious! Rome is free! We're victorious!
Congratulations, Cincinnatus. I, the senator, on behalf of the people, would like to ask you to continue to be our dictator forever.
I couldn't do that. I'd like to go back to my farm and pick my ready crops and live with my nagging wife.
Oh, okay. So you're going to continue to live your humble life? You don't want to be dictator?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Cincinnatus returned to the farm where he continued to live his humble life. He became a model citizen to all Romans in the early Roman Republic. Romans began to perceive themselves as not only courageous and divine, but also as moral and modest like Cincinnatus. The end.
Okay.
With no one.
I'm honored to be Rome's dictator and lead my people. I will devise a clever plan and beat the enemy. Woo.
Cincinnatus embarked on the journey with his undertrained makeshift army. After days on horseback, Cincinnatus arrived at the hills. After preparing for battle, Cincinnatus embarked on a journey to the hills where he would fight the enemy. Cincinnatus traveled to the hills. He was outnumbered and lacking supplies, but on he went. The harsh fighting began.